This is Tulika and I'm an intern at Sparks Foundation, and this was my first task which involved prediction using supervised learning, and I'll be using a data which involves hours and scores, that is the number of hours a student devotes in studying and his score in final examinations. My data is relatively small, it has only 25 observations, but I recommend that if you are beginner to this, you may use at least a data which has 30 to 50 observations so that you build a better model and it is more efficient in its functionings. So I got this data from GitHub user and I loaded into my PC using the read.cbs function. It is in the reader package. I had it already installed in my PC, but if you are using it for the first time, you need to use the install.packages function to install this reader package into your system. But if you have already installed it, it's no need, and you can just use the library function to drag it into the working of your system. So now I have the data into my PC, and as I said, it has only 25 rows. Also to note that linear models use only data frames in their function, so I need to convert this data into a data frame using the data.frame function, and I can check it using the class of the data to check it whether it's a data frame or not. I did it, I run the class function and it's a data frame now. So the libraries I need to for prediction and linear models are as follows. I used three libraries only, which are rpart, dplyr, and ca-tools. You can use the question mark rpart function and question mark dplyr respectively to check more about the libraries and get the more functions. Basically, using the question mark function drags you to the documentation into the CRAN server, and it gives you details regarding it. For example, rpart stands for recursive partitioning and regression trees. It gives you a description, various arguments that can be used in it, and the best part is that it gives you some examples which make things a lot more clearer. So I'll be splitting my data into train and test sets. That is, a part of the data I'll be using is to create a model, and then I'll be testing the created model on a data set. So I have used the split ratio of 0.90, but we can change it to 0.70, 0.80, 0.85, 0.65 to check which gives a better model by or which gives the minimum error. So I have used the sample.split function to split my data into train and test set. The simple function that this function does is that it tags a true or false tag to each of the value, which splits the data. For example, if I run this split.values, which gives me store, it gives me true, false, true, false, true, true, which means this first value has a label true, second has a false, and so on. So it has splitted my data in the ratio of 0.90, which means 90% of the values have a true tag and 10% of the values have false tag. Remember this function, it is sample.split. So I use my train set for the 90% of the data, which is I create a subset of it from the data which has splits value true. Now we'll check the number of rows in the train sample, which are 22. That's very nice. And in the test sample, we check the number of rows. Sorry, it's n row function to check the number in the test sample, and these are 3, which is relatively less, but I recommend you to use more. So I need to create an appropriate linear model for the same. One more thing that will make us more sure why we need to use linear models is that we can plot our data, and if it shows a linear trend, we'll be using linear models. So as you can see, it is a positively sloped line or a cluster of points, so we will be using linear models. We'll use the LM function that stands for linear models, which will be using to create a linear model of our data. In our data, scores is the dependent variables. It depends on the number of hours students devote in studying, and hours is our dependent variable. And we use the trained sample as our data because we are creating a model, and we will not use the entire data set to create a model. So we create a model. We can also run the model to check the coefficients and the slope. So our model created here, y stands for the scores, which is the dependent variable, and our model created here is 1.7, 9.12 plus 9.898 into x, which stands for the number of hours devoted to studying. It's a straight line equation. Now we use the predict function to predict values of the test sample. We can run this result, and if it gives us the values that are predicted, and we can also compare these values with the actual test sample values to get the error term. Error term is the difference between the predicted values and the actual values. So to do this, I have created a data frame. I have used the cbind function to combine the rows of the predicted result and the actual values of the test set. So here is the function, and as I said, the class of this is matrix and array. So I need to convert it into a data frame so that I can make functions applicable on it. I convert it into a data frame and I check its class again, then it's data frame now. So I need to find the error. We can also, before finding the error, we can also run this data set, and you can see that it has scores and result, which is these scores are the actual values and this result are the predicted values. We need to find the error, which is the difference between the actual scores and the predicted values. We find the error, but you see the error will be a number for each value. It will not provide us a single value. So I will find the MSE, which stands for mean square error. It squares the error, takes the mean, and it square roots it. So it dissolves all the negative and takes only absolute values, you can say. So our MSE is coming out to be 4.00684. We don't know if that's more or less or anything. So we need to change our split ratio to check if it's the least we can get, or if we can get any least further. We'll not go beyond 0.95 or 0.90, only because it's a relatively small data set, and it will only lead to inefficiency if we make our train set much bigger or our test set much smaller. So let me change it to first 0.65. I run this and I run this entire code again till MSE. You can see it's coming out to be 0.80, which is very high. Then I change it to maybe 0.70 and run this entire function. It's coming out to be 4.2491, which is somehow similar. Let me check which was the score that I got. 4.800, so it's less than that, so we'll be using 0.70 as our split ratio. We get our MSE to be the least. Now I was also told to predict the score when I study for 9.25 hours. So I create a data frame which has only a single value, which is 9.25. I stored it in task. I run this and then I name the column the hours, which makes it easier for the model to tell what are the hour given. So I use the predict function again. It takes two parameters, model that we have created here and the task that I want to predict. So I will use this and I got a score of 92.76332 if I study for 9.25 hours. That was it for the linear models, and hope you have learned something from it.